Alright, here we are starting the stream as always. So first, there was a little bit of emergency here. I had to drive the car a little bit and I just came back. So I'm a little bit, but we were able to do it and there is nothing bad happening, so we are absolutely fine. And we continue. Now, for around 15 minutes, we will try to do just a quick warm-up. With this warm-ups, I want to show you something. I want to show you how you have to just every day sculpt in order to at least keep your level. Because if you don't, it will deteriorate. For example, I was pretty good at one point with doing sculpts, female faces, especially because female faces are maybe one of the difficult things you can do. But now, with a couple of days of practice, like couple of weeks maybe even, every day, couple of faces, and I think I'm back on track. I think I'm back again. So we will see. This is kind of a stylized face, and it looks pretty awesome. Most likely it's AI, but okay, it's fine. Let's not get too overwhelmed by that. If it's AI, it's AI, it's fine. We can deal with it. Nowadays, we have to get used to the AI, and we have to get used to the idea that the AI will eventually help us. At least that. Eventually, it will help us. If you are thinking about replacing, if it will replace us, most likely no, but it will help us. And if we don't include the AI in our overall activities, many people will, and then some people will be left behind. Of course, I'm not talking about the masters, the people who are very good in their craft. They will always be relevant, even without the AI. But the normal workers, they have to do it. We have to do it. Since I don't consider myself a huge master, I'm just relatively good, and good enough maybe we can say. Even a little bit beyond that, but still, there are people who are far, far, far above my level, and they probably will not need AI at all. Because they are masters. When you are a complete master in your craft, you don't need AI. For example, you are a master sculptor, but normal sculptor with marble or with wood. You actually don't need the AI too much, You don't need machines too much. I mean, CNC machines is something. You can do it by yourself. But I know for a fact that some of the normal sculptors who are sculpting from clay, and then they are making monuments, for example. They are using 3D printing for the grunt work. So why should they? Why should they make something like the miniature out of clay if they can make it in a 3D program, which is far easier, and then 3D print it, and then from there on it depends. Even sometimes they are 3D printing the big model for with which they're making the final monument, for example, which is, I mean, it seems a little bit strange, but they're doing it. So even they are using the modern technology, and in our case the modern technology is the AI, and it should be able to help us at some point. But still, AI is stupid enough and it cannot retopologize for game, which I am, I thought back in the days that this will be the first thing that they will automate, retopologizing, because this is the least artistic job. Retopologizing, UV mapping, this should be completely automated by now, but obviously it's difficult and they don't do it. It's too niche probably. There is not too much market about it. They are making AI for images, they are making AI for videos because it's visible immediately and you can test it and you can say, wow, it's nice, and they can get money from the investors quickly. But if they make AI which is able to retopologize nicely, who will invest in that? Just a few game companies most likely, which is not a big deal, so nobody is investing in this. Let's see if our field of view is fine. It's fine. Okay, 5 minutes and 40 something seconds, and we have something. We're not completely out in the wild, but we need better. We need to be better. Better. And don't worry, before we start the reviews, I will read all the comments here in the which are not too many comments. People are saying hi, hello from everywhere. Hello, everybody. Thank you for participating in this amazing event. And I promise that I will not put any tariffs on any of you guys. Unlike some American presidents these days, but I will try not to do it, you know. I will try to not to impose any tariffs. And this particular American president who I'm talking about, I forgot his name. He, some people know him, some people don't know him. He's kind of famous. So he is doing that for the good of American business. Not for the good of American people now. Of course, there could be a big depression like in the 1930s, which end with war. And this will be the worst scenario. Hopefully it will not get to that. But that's why I plan to not impose any tariffs. I don't want to be like him. You know, this is something to think about. It's interesting, you know. So, Portuguese subtitles in the courses will probably not be possible unless I find AI which can do it for me, and probably there is. But also, there are AIs nowadays who can actually translate in real time for you English speaking, I guess. So yeah, I think that's a nice idea. Just research, do your research, and try to find some translating program. Could be nice. I am doing them in English because first, this is one of the languages that I know best, and second, it's the most common foreign language in the world. You know, this is the most common second language in the world, English. So that's why we are using it for the courses and everything, and even for this stream. Yeah, it seems unlikely, but we are using it now. Even now I'm speaking English, which is, yeah, unfortunate for some, but still, that's the way it is. That's the way world go. What's going on with tariff? I don't get it. Can someone explain me? Okay, the tariffs are imposed by Donald Duck. Is it Donald Duck? I think it is. Okay, Donald Duck imposed some tariffs on foreign goods in America. So if you want to import something in America, you have to pay a certain amount of surplus money, a percentage over the price of the good. And for some countries like Vietnam, it's huge. It's like 40 something percent, which is enormous. And he was saying, like, lying, because, you know, I asked the AI, Grok. Grok is Elon Musk's AI, right? It's the ex-AI. I asked him, who is the best liar, Putin or Trump? And he explained it very well. Actually, Putin is lying, but for bigger things. He's lying about the war, he's lying about the economics, he's lying about stuff that's big, you know, and important. Trump is lying about everything, and in the first mandate of Trump, so now is his second term, so the first term of Trump, there was a statistic that he was lying around 20 times every day. So overall, he lied about 30,000 times. So he's one of the biggest liars in the universe, we may say. And whatever he says, whatever he say, you have to be very cautious if you believe him, you know, because you shouldn't. You just shouldn't believe him. He's unbelievable. And also, fucking liar. But, yeah, some people like him. I don't know. I understand what he's doing with the tariffs. I understand that it's for the best of the American economy in the long term, which is fine. But I think he's stupid and selfish and spoiled brat and stuff like this. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I can think whatever I want for Putin, for Trump, because he is not a dictator yet. So he cannot touch me. We are living in democracy. For Putin is a little bit not that. I mean, I have to be more careful because I'm closer to him. And but since I'm not that famous, probably nothing will happen, and I'm not in the danger, we may say, even from our guy Putin. But you know, Trump is the best liar in the world. All the politics, yes, all the politics are liars, but some of them, they're a little bit more careful what they say and how they say it. Trump, no, he's just whatever. He's saying whatever he wants. It's a complete lie, no problem. He's saying it's absolute true. That's the gospel. And then when they asked him about it, he said, I don't remember saying something like this. So a person like this, if you know a person like this in your class, for example, when you were young, you will never want to be a friend with that person. But that person is a president of one of the most powerful countries in history, which I don't know what happened. How do we get to this point? I think Erdogan is the best liar in the world. If you live in Turkey, you'll probably go crazy. Erdogan, of course, he's a dictator also. And he probably will not give his power so easily. And I'm afraid that in Turkey, if most of the people want Erdogan to go down, there could be blood. Although Turkey is now more like European country and everything, but still there could be blood because Erdogan is a dictator, and dictators they don't go down easy. They usually go down in a hard way. But they go down, all of them, except for North Korea, of course. This guy, the chubby guy from North Korea, I have to be careful actually because the North Korea embassy is very close to my apartment here. It's super close, around 150 meters or so, something. Yeah, we're very close, so they could listen right now. So what I was saying about the North Korea guy, he's a very good guy. He's a very nice person. I personally love him. He's just amazing. And yeah, that's what I want to say about him. It's just, he's an amazing guy. One of the best guys. So everybody now will say that their particular leader is the hugest lying sack of shit in the world. Obviously, all the politics are liars. So let's finish with that for now. But okay, 15 minutes. We are into this. And just allow me to do some eyebrows, just a little bit. Just little eyebrows and it will be finished. Not finished, of course, but it will be something like finished. Eyebrows. Okay, I think we're good. For 15 minutes, it's fine. So, if you cannot do this for 15 minutes, don't get too depressed. Get depressed. You will get depressed. That's inevitable. But don't get too depressed. Get a little bit depressed and then just check out my courses in the description of this video. One of the courses is the best. It's head and face anatomy. Something like this it's called. I don't know exactly how it was called. Let me go to Artstation to see it, because I forgot. Head anatomy and sculpting exercises courses. So yeah, this one. Head anatomy and sculpting exercises course. It's just superb. Now, by the way, exactly now, there is a sale in Artstation. I don't know when it ends, but there is a sale, obviously. The courses are a little bit lower priced, which is great. So yeah, those are my courses. You can check them out. If you are having difficulties with legs, there's leg anatomy, head anatomy, arms, arm anatomy. Amazing. Torso, there is no torso anatomy, but there is a overall anatomy, superhuman anatomy for artists. This is male anatomy course, and female anatomy course, which is female anatomy for artists, obviously. And other courses, of course, for topology, for even for substance painter, we have course. And a lot of courses for ZBrush and Blender, beginner Blender, whatever. Okay, let's, by the way, click this, close it, and let's start with Artstation reviews. But first, let's see what people are writing in the chat. So, okay, prove it. You say Putin is lying, prove it. That's a good one. AI sometimes work for me. I make a basic shape and pose. I take a screenshot and I tell ChatGPT the character I want and it gets really useful. Very good. I love you, Nuka. Thanks to all your help and tips. I have been approached to sculpt heads in order to 3D print them and use them to practice cosmetic surgeries. Ooh, interesting. You always sculpt eyeballs in the base or just for speed sculpt? This is just for speed sculpt. Здравствуйте, насколько тяжело скульптурат концептов нейросети. I couldn't exactly translate that. How hard it is to sculpt from concept neuroseti. I don't know what neuroseti is. I think Erdogan is the best. Okay, Trump is the dictator. He wants to run for a third term. But you see, if he changed the constitution, and if the American presidents are able to run for third term, he probably will lose to Obama. So it's a good thing if he tried to do that. It will be nice. It will be cool. The Russians didn't colonize anyone. They didn't practice slavery. They didn't cause wars all over the world. Yeah, of course. Of course, Georgians and Afghan people and Ukrainians, they will all say okay to that. You know, Russians are never attacking anybody, unlike Americans. Dear leader, once most exciting to report Nico. Okay, namaste, okay, I can do it. Nico, do you always sculpt from nothing? In a studio setting, do you work from a base figure? No, it depends actually. So if they give me a whole new character that I have to do, if there is no base mesh they want to give me so I can sculpt over it, like armors or whatever, I start from a zero always. But this is just me. Most professional artists, they start from base meshes. They have a base mesh for stylized, they have base mesh for male, bulky male, they have base mesh for female, and they start from base meshes usually. because they don't want to get through all the process of creating a male or female or whatever human from scratch. I personally want to go through that process, and for me it's about 2 to 3 hours to create a whole human body, so even less sometimes. So it's not a huge deal for me to just spend these hours to hone my skills, since I'm a teacher overall. So if I do that, I become better, or at least I keep my skill, and that's a good benefit. So even for freelance or production, I usually start from a sphere. Nehru City AI. Okay, good. Okay, good. How hard it is to sculpt from AI concepts? Okay, it is hard sometimes. So, for example, this one, if you have to do it completely, it's not that hard because there is not too much detail. So we can do the face, we can do the hair, basically, and we can do some other stuff. It will not be, but there are some other concepts, I don't know if I have some here, which are very, very complicated, complex. This one, for example, is a little bit complex, what's happening here, and this is AI, actually. Oh, this is not AI, this is from World of Warcraft. I think it's not exactly, yeah, it's not AI. So this is not the example. Sometimes it's easy, especially if you don't have to do, for example, this will be pretty hard, a lot of details, but if you don't have to do exactly what is on the screen, so exactly the concept, but basically you have to do the concept, then it's not that hard. Otherwise, it's pretty hard, especially, okay, let me explain. So there is a client, and they give you an AI concept. So first, what you will know immediately, that this client doesn't want to pay for a normal artist. So this is a red flag immediately, because they don't want to pay for a real artist so they maybe not have money. They maybe will be not inclined to give you money to you also. So red flag. Second red flag is when they give you the concept, I immediately know that if I don't do the concept completely as it is, the AI concept, they will have feedback after feedback after feedback after feedback, and it will be kind of not worth it. The whole job will be not worth it. So I usually, when I see very detailed and most of the, not most of the details, but some of the details are completely illogical of the AI, especially some kind of costumes and some kind of wraps and stuff like this, then I say no. I say, okay, I will not work with this concept because of these things. Because I will try to do it, I will simplify it. They will want to not be simplified, they want to be exactly like the concept, and we will go back and forth a little bit, and then eventually everything will explode. I will not want to do it. So that's the idea. Nico, should I make hairs in Maya's XGen or Blender? If you can work with Maya, if you have Maya and XGen, and you can work with them, do them there. Course on female anatomy in ZBrush, I use Blender, is it okay if I buy it? Yes, the course, my anatomy courses are for anatomy. They are not for the particular software. So my anatomy courses are done in ZBrush, some of them are done in Blender, but it doesn't matter the software. If you know your software, you will be able to do those anatomy courses in your particular software, because it's only sculpting, it's nothing too much. And also, those anatomy courses are also good for people who are not sculptors, who are just drawing, because in those courses, I'm sculpting the muscles. So I'm sculpting them from all sides, and you will be able to see the muscle and understand the shape of the muscles, bones, fat, skin, from all particular sides, which is great even for people who are just 2D artists, just drawing. That's why I always say my anatomy courses can be followed with pen and paper, Photoshop, Krita, or any other drawing software, or 3D software also, if you want. Sculpt yourself, Nico, that's a good idea. Yeah, many people say that, but I'm not a likeness artist, so I probably will fail. In general, you sculpt a pose or T-pose for rigging and animation, brother. A-pose, usually. T-pose is not used for animation or rigging for a long time. Some people are using it, but it's not good because, you know, T-pose is too far up are the arms. And usually, when you are rigging something, then it will run, then it will shoot, and the arms will be down. So this huge motion is creating problems here in the armpit area and also in the shoulder area. So that's why we're doing it in the middle, A pose, like a 45 degrees angle down. And that's the best right now. I did the anatomy courses in Blender and it went without problems. Yes. The app is not important, it's just a tool. Exactly. You look handsome today, brother, because I shaved a little bit with my machine for shaving yesterday, so I am a little bit younger. T-pose would only be using for a climbing game, for example, where the arms are up all the time. Something like this, yes. So let's go and do our duties with the Artstation portfolio reviews. This is the Discord server. There are a couple of people even lurking in the streams here. I'm sometimes lurking in the stream too. Did you ever use Fiber Shop for hair? No, I haven't used Fiber Shop. I finished your Viking course, posted it on Artstation, hope you can see it. We will see. We will see if we can see. The Viking course is not the most popular course that I have, but it's a good one. It's a good one if you like this type of character, of course. It's a stylized Viking, it's nice. This is looking pretty cool, although I have a little bit of a problem with those flying things here, but it's not a huge issue. Also, you know, we have kind of a nice materials, like metal materials on the armor, but we don't have nice materials on this cloth thing here. Also, his head is a little bit too big, but overall it's interesting. Let's see some other things here. This is looking good, pretty good. It's stylized, nice. Overall they are stylized, most of them. This is a little bit strange. I mean, all the other things I like. This one is nice. It shows like facial anatomy. Cool. This one is cool. This one is also nice. Let's see the whole body if we can. No, there is no whole body. So yeah, the folds, some of them are chaotic. But the face and the ears and the glasses and overall, when we look at it, it's like, wow, it's very nice. Also, the render is pretty cool. There are no hard shadows. It's looking great. And overall, when I look at those thumbnails, everything is looking very nice. I mean, the thumbnails are crisp and nice. So if you want an example of nice thumbnails, this is one example of very, very nice thumbnails. All the thumbnails, I want to click on them because they look like jewels. They're nice, crisp, and there is a contrast between background and foreground. It's amazing. The backgrounds are nice. They're just little kind of a. It's not a flat color. It's a gradient a little bit, but it's looking great. So, cool job. Although this particular work, I'm not a fan of. The other ones I like. Okay, we are having this, which is Udetao Jabil. I am interested, this guy, Jabil, where is he from? Oops, no, we have to go with this. He's from Nigeria, okay, I expected something like this. This is not bad. So the face is actually a little bit uncanny valley, but the hair is cool and the body is nice. But more faces are required just to improve the face, overall face anatomy and face creation. It's good. Ты выглядишь сегодня просто потрясающе. I'm not sure exactly that's the case, but thank you. List прикол. List прикол. Yeah, the fox is very nice. Johnny Miller is speaking Russian. Very interesting. I was learning male and female anatomy from your courses, but they are not enough anymore. Will you make more courses for the other 4 genders? No, I will not, because now we know already from January this year there are not more than 2 genders. I'm sorry, but Trump said it, and when he says something, he is the guy. So now, unfortunately, the genders are just 2. We are back to 2 genders, ladies and gentlemen. We were with 2 genders a couple of years ago, and now we are back to the primitive. You know, this is looking nice. I've seen this. We've seen this, I think. So okay, we've seen this portfolio, I'm sure. But what is happening with the internet right now? Nobody knows. Vegeta. Is the Vegeta vegan? I don't know. With these muscles, probably he is not vegan. Also, this kind of muscles cannot be achieved with normal food. You have to do steroids. It's definitely, you cannot do it without steroids. It's just impossible. So, yeah, those muscles are pretty good. I actually like the anatomy here. It's nice. It's cool. The face is also nice. So it's a nice overall design. Although, when we have a tank top, for example, or some cloth, usually it doesn't follow the anatomy of the body that much. You know, but this is probably because it's anime. It's fine. By the way, I'm looking now. I'm watching the anime Solo Leveling. Solo Leveling, I heard, is a very, very good anime, and I'm hooked, actually. And I'm on episode number 5 of season 2. And there are only 2 seasons. Unfortunately, season 2 has only 10 episodes, so I will finish it probably until tomorrow. I will finish it, and I will be very sad because it's pretty nice, you know. Solo Leveling is interesting. We may do the main character of Solo Leveling in some of the streams. We'll see. Here in this portfolio, we probably have watched this portfolio before, but it's overall reflecting probably the quality that Shaquille can deliver. So I guess it's fine. Maybe when he improved and make better characters with you know, better renders and everything, he will just, you know, hide some of those other characters. And because this shark, for example, it's too simple for a professional portfolio. Personally, I think so, yeah. Let's see Nazar Levchuk. Levchuk. From Austria. Amazing. But I think we have seen before this portfolio also. People are posting their portfolios a lot. But let's see this one. Okay, the face, I'm a little bit... it's a little bit uncanny valley. The nose is too separated from the body. It looks like from Sesame Street a little bit. Maybe it's because of lighting and everything, but there are problems with the face. But the other things are looking cool. So faces, more faces are always required. I can say that for myself too. This one, by the way, is just one of the most underrated artists in the world. Probably is this guy. Let's try to read his name. Abdeljalil Benaissa. So Abdeljalil Benaissa is doing this character. I think this character is he's doing. So probably he modeled and sculpted it, and then he's doing very nice facial rigs and animations and overall rigs. It's just superb. And he has one more character, this one, which we have seen in one of the reviews a couple of months ago, I think, and it's also amazing stuff. So this guy, 46 followers, I'm following him. He's super underrated because he's doing amazing stuff. But people cannot probably sometimes appreciate it. that much. It's just superb. There is second season. I said that I'm on the 5th episode of the second season, but there is second season, yeah. By the way, what's the best way to learn to be subtle with muscularity? A lot of practice. In the beginning, you probably will not be so subtle, but at some point, you probably will. Try. All Saiyan characters of Dragon Ball are inspired in vegetables. Aha, okay, vegetable. Okay. 13 episodes, second season, really? Let me see. Could be. Maybe I'm wrong. That's good. If it has 13 episodes, it's nice. How Nico only has 4 likes. Let's give Nico some love, guys. It says 33 likes now, but maybe there are more. It doesn't matter. Likes are fine. Subscribing to the channel is also absolutely fine. You can do this. I will say nothing against it. It's fine. Okay, this is from the course Guardian Girl. It's not exactly Guardian Girl. I think this was Armored Assassin course. So yeah, female Armored Assassin. Yeah, the amount of work was challenging. I'm reading here, and it's challenging course actually. This is one of the most challenging courses. Of course, the more challenging course is the Dragon Girl. So this one is more challenging than that. So if you want challenge, this one is more challenging. But the Assassin Girl is also pretty challenging. So I'm not saying it's not. It is. Lobo also is challenging. All the courses are challenging, especially if they are for advanced artists, like this one, for example. But this is not a bad job. I would say maybe the legs should be longer. You see, the distance between the heel and around this area, around the pelvis here, the bottom of the pelvis, this distance should be equal to the distance between here and the top of the head. And in this case, it's kind of like that, but if you make it a little bit longer, the legs, I mean, then it looks a bit more interesting. Longer legs on females are fine. Of course, you have to not overdo it too much because it gets ugly. Ooh, this one is actually very nice. I think we've seen it before, but it's a very nice representation of this guy. And this proves that males are actually far more easy to do than females. You know, because female faces are hard to make correctly and nice. Even when I did this course, the face of my character is not the best that I've seen. Let's check it out actually. Check it out now. Yeah, you see, it's strange. Yeah, it's a little bit manly. It looks a little bit manly. That's not a bad thing sometimes. But it's interesting, yeah, it's interesting, it's not, but it's not the best. This one is better. This one is more kind of female-ish and nice. This one is also interesting, and it came out pretty well. So yeah, I'm now reviewing my own portfolio, it's amazing. And when I say it's relatively nice, it's nothing is the best. It could be better, and it always can be better. Okay, this is a little bit dark render, so we need more light. Sometimes when you put more light, I mean when you increase the strength of your light in your scene, it burns sometimes the characters, and it kind of disables some of the detail. But in this case, we need a little bit more light, and usually most of the time the mistake is that people are not that the renders are not lit enough, not the other way around. Some people are over lighting the characters, yes, but mostly, yeah. And you can easily just put it in Photoshop and fix it in there, although it's a little bit blurry here. I don't know why. This is not sharp enough. And also the eyes are too much. They are white, they don't have shadow over them. It's very strange. Probably he has to have glowing eyes and they have some kind of emission. But overall, I see a lot of work gone into this model because we have some details here. We have some tail in here. We have details on the legs and other details. So a lot of, especially if this guy is not a professional artist, and it probably is not, because obviously it's only one character he's done. It's a pretty good job. When you do this for a first character, we know that you kind of want to develop yourself. You want to push it. And the second character will be probably much, much better than that, which is great. We love it. I personally love it. Nice. This is a nice character. I like it. Although a little bit more light also will be appropriate. This is cool. The hair is just superb. I haven't seen hair that good. I don't know. It's very nice. It's looking amazing. And the character overall is looking great. Wow, the hair is... Wow. Don't you agree, guys? This hair is just... Wow, what's happening? And the eyebrows also. So, yeah. This is a girl. He has done just this one from Egypt. But the hair, wow. How can you do this kind of hair? It's done with Maya. It's X-Gen probably. But yeah, overall a pretty good character, but the hair is just impressive. I mean, the character itself is nice, but nothing too much. I mean, it's fine. But the hair is like, what is happening? And the render of the hair, material of the hair, overall the hair looks real, kind of real. It's just, well, when I see nice hair, it's just, wow. You know? Yeah. Nico, which is in higher demand, stylized or realistic? Nothing is in demand right now. Here you watch Invisible Season 3. No, I haven't, but I have it downloaded, so I probably will at some point. Solo living is cool. I'm sculpting a fan art solo leveling. Yeah, a fan art ATM. Yeah, I sculpted also the face of the solo level guy. By the way, I can show you guys if we can see on this one. I think it was. We can save this. We cannot save it. That doesn't matter. This is something else. This is some try I did. No, this will demonetize this video. Okay, this is something else. Wow, where is this? I have a lot of files here. Maybe this one. No. No. Yesterday I did this, actually. This is Hulk. We will do this probably in some of the streams, in the Monday streams. Anime stuff. We have this guy. We will do it in the streams probably also. The Invincible guy. And we have the this interesting guy. And by the way, this guy you will say probably is very easy to make in 3D because it's like an egg, but it's not quite easy. You know, when you see it in Artstation, there are not too many good representations of Saitama. The One Punch guy, solo leveling guy. Yes. And what? Naruto. Naruto is the best. Okay, I just did them in the Discord stream, just for fun. Just interesting stuff. Solo leveling guy. Let's put a body to this guy. Amazing. Okay, but we can continue. We can continue. Probably. Здравствуйте, привет из Volgograda. Hello. Challenge hopefully means learning a lot. Hopefully, yeah. Heniko, will you be able to make a Blender to 3D printing tutorial demonstration? Something like how to prepare a model for 3D printing. Probably someday, yeah. But most of my courses, when you watch them, I always talk about 3D printing. I always make the parts thick. I always make the parts go into each other, so when you 3D print them, they don't fall off. So I always think about the 3D print when I do my courses. And I'm also speaking about it. Making hair is pain, yeah. Invincible. Invincible. Invincible is the best. let's go with Volodymyr Timoshenko. And he's doing this very, very cute and nice and sharp and cool piece of buffet. He's from Ukraine. Wow, this motorcycle look nice. I like motorcycles actually. I don't have one. The only time I drive motorcycle is when I go to Thailand and I drive just the small scooters. But I like it, it's nice. Wow, this is a good attention to detail here. We have, they don't clean it that often, so it's looking cool. Yeah. These guns, and where are the roses? Just guns we have here? No roses? But it's cool, yeah. Cool portfolio of hard surface artist. Nice thumbnails, everything is top. I like it. Another armored assassin, actually. Very cool. From one of the courses that I did. Good job. Nice. And the turntable. With the shadow on the floor. Very, very cool. Very nice hair, and the armors are great. And the render is nice. So overall, good job, André. André is from Spain, so it's not André, it's... How it's in Spanish? André. André. Probably André, yeah. He's from Barcelona. Barcelona. Ralph. Yeah, very nice, Ralph. So André is doing great. Good fan arts. This one is from one of the streams. One of the first streams actually that I did in this channel, if you check it out in the lives, is I think one of those trolls. Or goblins, probably goblins. André, doing good. Volodymyr Timoshenko, we already seen what he done, but this actually is one of my favorite pistols, so we will see it. The Walther PPQ. I don't think I've known Walther PPQ. I know Walther, some other Walthers, but it's a similar design, so I like it a lot. I have an air gun. It's called BB gun, I think. I have an air gun with this design. It's very nice. You put the CO capsule in the handle, and you shoot just small things from it, just for practice shooting or something. It's interesting, yeah. But I like the design a lot. It's very interesting gun, and it's the gun that we're seeing here. This renders and the overall how it's done is just superb. I mean, it's super nice. Everything is next to perfect. I mean, I don't say perfect because perfect doesn't exist for me, but it's very, very close to perfect. Okay, here I would like a little bit ambient occlusion, a little bit of shadows, more shadows probably, because it looks a little bit flat, this render particular. This one looks better, and it's pretty nice. You see, this one, when you look at it, you say, but when you look at this one, you say, So, So, yeah. Better renders, Jose. Better renders will be nice. Other than that, I see great anatomy. I mean, great anatomy. Very great anatomy. And yeah, very cool. I like it. I like it a lot, but the render itself is not good enough for this amazing anatomy. Let's see this. This is from 3 months ago, and the anatomy is also great. It's nice, but the render again is not good. So the skin itself, it looks like it's just one color, which usually is a very big problem for the skin. The skin couldn't be one color. It has a lot of colors in it. It has even sometimes green and blue and everything. So more work on the texture of the skin would be required, definitely. But we have seen this very good actually work with the anatomy. but the renders are lacking. This one also is a little bit too bright. I mean, the face is burned, and some other things also are a little bit burned. So too much contrast sometimes is not a good idea. So we have very nice sculptures, but presentation lacks. So work more on presentation is my advice. This is my advice to myself also, but I usually don't do this. I'm not interested in presentation that much. I'm interested mostly in sculpting, and this guy probably is the same. Jose is the same. This we have seen. It's cool. It's nice. Materials, render, everything is cool. Except for the face, it lacks a little bit, but overall everything else is just very, very nice. In Blender, to match your navigation, I have to change default hotkeys for rotate, pan and zoom viewport. This replaces stuff like select edge loop. How do you get around that without hotkey conflicts? Select edge loop, I don't know. I don't know. Because when I want to select edge loop, I double click and it selects it, so it shouldn't be a huge issue. And usually, since I don't do that much hard surface, although I do some, it's not a huge problem. I don't have conflicts, actually. I haven't encountered any conflicts yet. Maybe the newest blenders have some, I don't know. But this is cool, except for the sword, the knife. The knife texture, or it's some strange thing happening on the knife. Other than that, it's nice. It's cool. This one, yeah, maybe a little bit brighter render, because this is kind of a very stylized thing. We need more light. This also would need more light. For Alperen Yılmaz from Turkey. By the way, it still says in Artstation Turkey. Turkey. It's not Turkey. Erdogan told you it's Turkey. Trump told you it's a Mexican bay, or Mexican. No, it's American, not Mexican anymore. Yeah, it was Mexican. It's not Mexican anymore. So the dictators, they always change things. They want to change everything so people can remember them for changing. But this rucksack or duffel bag is looking great. Just super huge attention to detail. I don't know if I will ever be able to make something like this. I mean, this detailed duffel bag is just wow. I can watch this for hours. It's just so nice. So many details. So much stuff is going on in the texture everywhere. It's just wow. Super impressive. Vishal is from India, and let's see his other works. He's good in anatomy too. This one has a nice face, good hair, nice clothes. Marvel's designer, of course, but you know, Marvel's designer by itself, it's not making the clothes nice, you know. You have to make them actually there, so yeah. But we have cool things going on. Let's see this. Okay, we have an overall knight with a lot of detail. This guy just loves to sit and make detail, you know. To just make nice textures, to make everything just perfect to the smallest amount of stuff. Very, very much. I like this kind of guys. I'm not like that. I usually am quite the opposite. When I make something from a sphere, for example, and when I do it to a certain level, I just get bored. But these are, you know, different types of persons, you know. It's normal. This one, nice, of course, a little bit more anatomy in this area here would be nice, but overall doesn't look bad at all. It's looking cool. And even the folds here are nice, stylized, it's cool. Yosef Taher from Egypt. Yosef Taher from Egypt. This one is Abomination Murphy, Gillian Murphy, or Cillian, or whatever, remove him. It's not good. This one also, it's not good. This one is looking kind of fine. We need to see some teeth, I think, a little bit. And those eyebrows are going a little bit to a werewolf style eyebrows. So we have to be careful about that. Besides that, her head is a little bit too squarish in this case here. This transition is too sharp. It seems a little bit too sharp. But we don't see any... Here it doesn't seem too sharp, actually. It seems quite nice. So yeah, I don't know. This one, nice. Not bad, but it's a sketch. And we all already have seen it. So be careful with the sketches. They're not for your professional portfolio. What I would do is make sketches and post them in Instagram, for example, because Instagram is not that professional. It's for people who just follow you. They say, ah, nice sketch, like it, and go. Artstation is your professional portfolio. Don't put sketches and speed sculpts in it. Put finished works that people can look at them and say, okay, this guy have put time and effort to do this, so maybe I can give him some job to do for me. Otherwise, if you're doing sketches, they will say, okay, this guy is just doing some very fast stuff and he's not finishing them, so he probably cannot do some job for me. That's the way of thinking that somebody will think. Those are interesting guns, or one gun. This concept, interesting concept. And a lot of hard surface we see here. Not bad. We have seen this actually before, and it's interesting, and it's very cool. Very cool thumbnails. Everything is visible, everything is clear, which I like. But of course, who am I? Who am I? Everybody should ask themselves this question. I am a guy who doesn't like to see folders. We see two folders, all and mockups. Why? Why? We don't need it. And we see this chair, let's see it. Interesting, it looks nice, although one more lighting here will be fine, but it's looking good. I mean, I like the material. Overall, it's very simple object, but it's made pretty well. So it's a good chair. This one, not sure. This one also I'm not completely sure about. It's kind of an art thing, which we don't do that much, and we don't appreciate the art thing like this so much, because it's not for production. It cannot be used for figurines, it cannot be used for kind of a presentation of a character, it cannot be used for game, just it cannot be used, and that's why I don't appreciate it that much. I am a little bit more towards the money side of things, we may say, you know, something that's useful, something that people will see it and say, okay, I like it, and maybe this guy can do some job for me. And that's what you should have, in my opinion, in your professional portfolio. Things like retopologize models, if you can do it, like models for games and stuff. That kind of things are appropriate. Sati kudasati from Poland. Sati kudasati. But Kudasati looks like some kind of Turkish or Arabic name, I think. But from Poland. It's not a huge issue, of course. This looks nice. Not bad. Not bad. Maybe the render could be a little bit, but we have even another pose of the face. It's interesting. So is this a low poly? I cannot say. This is the high poly. Oh, this is a low poly. This low poly is a little bit high poly for the lowness of it. And some of the things are, I mean, the different belts here shouldn't be different objects. They should be one object and then baked. And yeah, so usually that's how we do it. Those have to be baked. And this will save polygons. But of course, not everybody should be familiar with the poly count of, especially for mobile games. The poly count for mobile games is very rough. I mean, it's not that low as it was years ago, but still you have to be careful and you have to kind of pick each polygon. That's why the AI cannot do it yet. But we have a lot of like very bright thing. When I look at this portfolio, everything is so colorful and bright. It's interesting. It's different. So yeah, I like the style. It's fine. But what was the thing that we were looking for here? We were looking at some artwork, but I cannot remember. This is all, so it has to be all the artworks here. And what were we looking for? We have some characters. They're looking relatively nice. This one is looking cool. It's a low poly, I guess, because it has animations. So yeah, we have to see the wireframe. It would be nice. So you see, this girl, if it's a girl, can create models and probably animate them and rig them, which is very cool for some studios. Some independent studios can definitely hire her for the whole thing, to make a character and to rig it and to animate it and to give it to them ready for action, which is great. I mean, it's a valuable thing. It's a valuable thing, I would say. And she's good, not bad at all. Yeah. All right, people are not very much writing in the chat too much. Maybe because it's in some countries it's early, in some countries it's late, so we don't know. This arm is not good. This arm is looking nice, but this hand here is just what is happening. And this is a sketch, obviously. We don't have separate fingers. Everything is just like made fast and just wrap it up and go, which is yeah, a 3D printable warrior model for collectors and enthusiasts. It's a little bit too much to say. I mean, yeah, you may want it to be a 3D printable warrior model for collectors and enthusiasts, but they have to be a couple hundreds or thousands more hours of practice to get there. Other than that, it's a cool try. Let's see this. This one, interesting, yeah. I like the pose. It's a good pose. The legs are a little bit of a baby legs, the feet. So he has baby feet, but it's a grown-ass man. So be careful with the baby feet. Although, if this is anime, probably could be like this, I guess. This is Deadpool. Interesting take of Deadpool, by the way. It's interesting. But this one is last month. Okay. This one is 2 days ago. So improvement I see here. This one is looking not bad at all. I mean, the face, not bad. Although it's overall a sketch, but it looks great. So this guy, as I see in the picture, he's pretty young. He's from India and he's pretty young. So he will definitely improve, and he is improving, and he obviously is working. This is from last month. This is from last month. This is from 2 weeks ago. So he is doing stuff and improving. Let's see the last one. This is 18 hours ago. But this is what's happening here. Yeah, the face in here looks reminds me a little bit of Michael Jackson in his last days. I mean, it's a little bit horrifying. So be careful. Just do a little bit more work on the face. It would be nice before you post it. This thing is for the whips section here. So you can post this in the whips here. This one is very nice. I mean, the face, no. The face is... but the other things are looking pretty cool. So in the whip section, you can post this, not in your portfolio. But again, you're young, you don't have too much things, you are just now starting. For example, you have started a couple of months ago, and it's absolutely understandable. Those things that you're doing are amazing for this amount of time. Keep it up, boy. So this is the solo leveling guy. The body is not exactly his, although it could be. In the back of Invincible, I didn't know what the design of the back it is, so I did something. Nobody cares, it's fine, nobody cares. Let's go to Artstation portfolios again, and we should find where we were. And okay, 1 hour and 5 minutes already. Yeah, we have time. There is a house in New Orleans. Nobody is asking any questions. Thank you. Do you believe in the 10,000 hour rule, Nico? I kind of believe, yes. I kind of believe. If you have 10,000 hours in something, you definitely will be close to master level in this thing. Maybe you will not be the best, because some people will have 20,000 hours, some people 30,000 hours, but you definitely will be much more than advanced in this. You will be kind of close to master. I look at these and wonder what level do I actually need to get a first job. You need to get to a much bigger level than this. But this, as we can see, is a young guy who have just started maybe less than a year ago, because we've seen things from 2 months ago and not too much back. So we are guessing, you know, we are guessing. We cannot start and after 3 months of sculpting get a job. It's unrealistic. You have to at least do 1 year every day sculpting and improving yourself, but not just sculpting for the sake of sculpting, but sculpting for the sake to improve yourself, to understand shapes and forms and muscles and everything. Okay, this is the character, the only character here. And she's slowly going like... Okay, we have a full character 2 years ago, so this is kind of old. This one is 10 months ago. Okay. I would like to see some face, but what I see here is like the folds on the pants. I don't completely like them. Also, the torso is a little bit long, or the arms are a little short, but no, it's not. It's fine. It's not too bad. But there are issues. There are some issues. And we have a lot of hard surface here, so it's a little bit over the place, all over the place. Junior 3D modeler and animator looking for work in a studio to perform 3D tasks. Yes, but there is nothing finished with nice textures, and this one, for example, is, I think it's just high poly. Is it low poly? Let's see if there is a wireframe. No, this is not low poly. This looks like low poly, and it's low enough to rig it, for example, but it's by the way, here the arms and the shoulders doesn't have a bad geometry, but the hair is too much geometry, so it's not well, let's say, polished low poly to work with. And also those things that are like close to the surface of the skin usually are retopologized with the body at one mesh, usually. Except if you want to change clothes, then it's another question. But yeah, we have a rig and we have a pose here. Of course, the face is a little bit uncanny here, a little bit like too scared. What's happening? But other than that, yeah, maybe work more and do some more finished stuff with nicer textures, with nicer render, and of course, nicer face. Let's see, by the way, the face of this without rig. It's relatively fine, but here the legs, you have to be careful. So a little bit more anatomy will be fine, although here on the shoulders and the upper body, it's looking great. But on the lower body, especially from the side view, is like, what's happening? The hair is nice, not the low poly, but the hair itself, the high poly, it's nice. So there are nice things, but some things are like, careful. Little boy Ryan. Let's see little boy Ryan. What's happening with him? What is he doing? Oh, he's moving. Nice render, actually. I like it. There is a field of view. I mean the focal length. Or no, this is the air perspective or whatever it's called when it's blurred. But he is looking nice. He's looking cool. Although, when we do a pose, and if we do a pose and then make a screenshot, we need to retouch that pose in sculpt mode. So we can fix a couple of things. For example, sharpen a little bit this knee here, so it's not that soft. When it's animated, it's not visible. Those things are hidden because it's going fast. But if we do just a shot, we need to retouch it usually. But other than that, I like it a lot, and I like the lighting here. I like overall render. I like animations. I like everything. It's looking great. Existence is professional 3D game art production studio. It's a whole studio, and they're posting in my, I think probably it's a guy, but yeah. Existence Studio help. Dynamic Studio, our services, control rigging, everything. And they have a lot of things going on for them, which is great. I mean, this character, for example, let's see it. Okay, the face is a little bit strange, but overall, it looks pretty solid. So, especially the render. Yeah, the presentation is very, very nice here. Ooh, let's see this one. This middle one, it's looking pretty nice. Those guys here, it's difficult when you have so much muscle and then you make the hands in some gestures. It's getting not so good. But overall, great stuff. Of course, obviously, this is from some kind of works for some games, I guess. So it's not bad, and we cannot say it's bad because it's not bad. Do you believe in genetics for 3D sculpting, like genetics for bodybuilding? No, I don't believe in that. You know, you can do everything. For example, I know that some people who are not very good singers, at some point with a lot of exercises and a lot of practice, they can learn to sing pretty well, even in a professional level. So it's about practice and about just wanting to do it, you know. Can you pick some work here and say if you can do this, you can get a job? Yeah, most of the things that we have seen here in this portfolio, in existence, are professional works. I mean, they have high poly, they have low poly, retopologized UVs, nice textures and everything. So yeah, professional stuff. Nike, I'm going to make lunch and eat. Have a great day, man. Thank you very much. I've been learning anatomy and sculpting for 20-30 hours a week for the last 5 months, and I can see immense improvement already. Still a lot to grind though. Even I have a lot to grind still. So there is always something to learn, which is great. Depends on person. Person is learning adaptation skill. Yeah, I've been studying for 6 months, taking time on my projects, trying to get everything right and enough because my goals are quite clear and it's going well, but I still have doubts. You will always have doubts. I have doubts right now. So it's normal. It's normal. For example, this guy looks nice, right? But it has problems with the legs. It has problems with the shoulder-arm connection a little bit because I haven't connected it completely. And also here, I haven't connected legs to the body. There are separate meshes. Like here, separate mesh. Because this is a speed sculpt. I did this for an hour or so, I think. Overall, but yeah, and I always have doubts also. So don't be afraid to have doubts. It's absolutely normal. What are the common jobs found in 3D industry? Do you have any recommendation to specialize? You see, you don't have to think about that. You don't have to think about what kind of jobs are there. Will I find a job? No. You have to ask yourself, what do I want to do? Do I like to do characters? Do I like to do trees and hard surface? Do I like to do this or that? Or am I good in anatomy? Or do I want to develop myself in that field? No, not am I good in that. No. You will be not good in anything in the beginning. But do you want to develop? And is it interesting for you? Do you have passion for this? If you don't have passions for anything 3D related, just find your passion. And that's the most difficult thing. I mean, when you find your passion, it's easy to follow it. But you have to find it. And I am lucky that I found it relatively early in my life. I found the 3D sculpting around 15 years ago, 2010. Before that I was drawing. So this was my passion, drawing, just 2D drawing. And I became actually 2D character artist in Gameloft. But then I discovered ZBrush, I discovered sculpting, and it became my second passion. And yeah, I developed myself in that field, and it was easy. It was not work for me to develop myself. Everything was just like, when I start sculpting, even now, when I start with the sphere and start sculpting, I lose track of time. I just sculpt and I listen to music, I listen to podcasts, or I speak because I do it live. And it's just fun, it's nice, and it gives me pleasure, it gives me pain. No, it's mostly pleasure. Yeah, because, if you work with the mouse only, then sometimes you can have pain in the wrists. But with the tablet, usually it doesn't happen that much, so it's cool. It's more natural. Some people enjoy things more than is the main thing, I think. I don't understand. Just putting the hours, and depends on how much do you want it and how much you enjoy it. Exactly. Hope this will be a longer stream. Need to get over my anxiety of being inspected by you, Nico. No problem if you end up not having enough time. We'll see. Hello, Nico. Hope you are doing well. Have a nice day. Hopefully, yeah. Do you attend any events for live presentation? For example, an adventure in Sofia. An adventure in Sofia, you say? I haven't attended it. But when I get very well known in the anime world, I probably will attend some of those. Which I'm not very famous there. The only worst mistake you can do in 3D and learning is to give up. Yeah, but if you don't actually think that this is your passion, you can give up without any remorse. I've had a tablet for over a year now and just can't get comfortable using it. Any tips to get more acclimated to using the tablet? Some people have tablets for over like 10 years, but they usually sit and gather dust. So if this is your case, you will never get used to it. But if you work with it, at least a couple of hours a day, I guarantee you, when you make around 200, 300 hours on the tablet, you will feel like home with it, usually. But if you have less than that, usually it will be a little bit awkward. In the beginning, everything is awkward. When I first, for example, grab a guitar, my daughter is now learning to play a guitar, so I bought one small guitar for her, and now I grabbed it, it was 2 weeks ago, and I tried to do something with it, and immediately my wrist started to hurt here. So I did some exercises and I tried to do some. Now, just 1 week later, I have 1 or 2 hours on the guitar, not more than that, but still I feel much more comfortable holding the guitar, much more comfortable putting my fingers where they have to be. So even with this amount of time, it's improvement. It's nothing too much, but it's a little bit improvement. It's not like pain. Hi Nico, do you have any course about composition for collectible sculpture? Composition. I have courses, but you see, all of my courses, you can find them relatively easy here. They are here. So, what do you mean composition? We have 2 characters here, and since I have printed this, it's here, and also I have a bigger version even of this. So yeah, it's for print, and it's composition because there are 2 characters, there is a weapon, everything is just cool. And I will just give you the idea of how detailed this print is, if I can. Just come on. It's not bad at all. Very detailed, and it's not very big, but it's super detailed. Nowadays it's just you know, the printers. But what do we have? 2 characters here. We have Lobo. Lobo is one of my favorite, actually, because I like the character. It's super muscular with small legs, a lot of detail and everything. And I will show you Lobo again because I've shown Lobo a lot of times, but I will show you again because it's one of my favorite figurines that I have, and it's just superb. Let me show it to you. Lobo is the man. So let me increase myself just to show the Lobo in its complete glory. Lobo, the wolf. This is just amazing. I mean, yeah, it's my sculpt. Yeah, it's but it's 3D printed perfectly, and it's painted perfectly. Just amazing paint job. The metal is metal, if you can see. It looks like, you know, it's metal. Let's see it from closer. Nice. It's very cool. It's one of my favorite, maybe my favorite figurine. Although it's not colorful, it's just black and white, but it's super nice. Thanks for Vankata for making it. He's probably the best Bulgarian color painter or color fire of figurines. So yeah, it's interesting. But this is exactly the model from this course, and it's a cool model, and the course also is nice. So I don't know, what was the question? The triceps is the best. Yeah. Hi Nico, what speed char mean? Speed char is usually, you have to pronounce it probably to be right, speed car, but I don't care. I don't care. So it's speed char means speed characters. So since I do them pretty quickly, so speed char is that. My girlfriend asked me what I want for my birthday. I said a tablet. She gave me a Viagra. That's I don't know what to say about that. I do characters. The job post I see asked for years of experience. Some say that's not important if you have a great portfolio. Yes. Can you say if that's true? Yes, it's true. You don't need experience if you have a good portfolio. If you have nice characters with nice retopology, nice textures, which usually you will have if you have experience, but even at home you can do it with some courses and stuff. I usually end up getting frustrated and just grab the mouse. That's your mistake. You should avoid grabbing the mouse. I always just use the tablet, you know. Like Nico said, just sew it more, it will become second nature. Use it more, yeah. Lobo course is simply the best. It's not the best, but it's a very interesting character overall, so it's cool. Composition, I mean telling a story. No, I don't tell stories. I never tell stories. I just sculpt. Lobo looks great when 3D printing. What kind of stuff do you have to look out for? Holes in the meshes? Do you have your own 3D printer? Yeah, I have my own 3D printer, but I even haven't seen it yet. Because I ordered it directly to one of my friends and he's printing with it. So this, for example, is from my own 3D printer, but printed by my guy. And I just gave him the file and he is making everything else. So yeah, and everything that you need to know about how to make your models 3D printer friendly, I say it in my courses. All of my courses are 3D print related. except for some which are game related. But you know, game models and 3D print models, they have some things in common. Like some parts have to be thick, much thicker than in reality in games, in 3D models also for printing. So yeah. Seeing your 3D printed logo makes me not regret picking digital sculpting as my main medium. Yeah. But this one, particularly, this logo is absolute original. I mean, this is the only logo like this in the whole world. Colored like this and printed like this is just the only one. There is no... So this is super valuable. It's worth more than $500. In order to get it, I think it cost me around $200 or similar price for the printing and for the coloring. But it was completely worth it. It's just wow, I'm blown away. Always when I look at it, so much detail and the coloring is so nice. I like it a lot. What's the resin have you used? Really fragile. It's fragile. The logo is kind of more fragile, but it's not that fragile. I mean, it's fine. Could you suggest to make after the bunny course? Maybe some of the anatomy courses. Google Translate pronounce it char, not car. That's so cool. Which in higher demand, stylized or realistic? Nobody knows. Hey Nico, where do you find concept arts for your sculpts? Just Artstation or any other site? Sometimes Artstation, sometimes Pinterest. Sometimes I go to inspirations or suggestions for streams, those channels, and people are posting their interesting things, so I just steal them. Cyberpunk Girl is the best course. Yeah, I also have a figurine of Cyberpunk Girl here, but it's not colored. Are there any aspects of ZBrush that you wish Blender had? Do you not miss having quick functions like zero mesher and projection from another mesh? Smart resume. The projection from another mesh, we have it in Blender. Very easy. We have zero mesher, which is paid add-on, unfortunately, but it's cheaper than owning ZBrush. It's called Quad Remesh. Quad Remesher, it's called, and it's the same basic functionality. So yeah, I don't miss anything at all. I mean, I don't know even too much about ZBrush anymore. I used ZBrush for a little bit like 10 or 12 years. I used ZBrush only. Then 3 years ago, I started using Blender and I forgot about ZBrush. So I haven't opened ZBrush since then. I opened it, I think, a couple of times just to see some old files. But that's it. I haven't worked in ZBrush for 3 years already. So I don't know if I miss anything right now. I just forgot about ZBrush as a whole. ZBrush is dead for me. No, I appreciate it. I like it when some people in the Discord server are posting stuff made with ZBrush. It's fine. I don't care about the software. I'm working on Blender, yes. But if you are working on Nomad Sculpt or ZBrush or Blender or even 3D Code, it doesn't matter. What matters is the skill. So software doesn't matter. This girl has very wide face, and too much stuff is going on her armor. And also, judging by the head, she is around 2.5 to 3 meters tall. It's a huge body and very small head. So it's, I don't know, Demon Knight real time. All right, I like the folds actually on the cape. It's very nice. The cape is very cool. Marvelous designer. Very good use of Marvelous design. But those blood stains on the armor are a little bit too much in some areas. It's a little bit too much. You know, when you're doing a character, you want to present this character, it's better not to put so much stuff. It just distorts the shapes and everything. It's not that good. Let's see this one. Again, some horrifying armor. Not bad, not bad. The face also is kind of fine. It looks a little bit like the main character from Severance. Severance is this very, very popular now show from Apple. It looks a little bit like him. Alright, cool stuff. Let's continue. Okay. Okay, now, milking it again. I've always said that, but milking it, it's not a good idea. Milking it means you make one sculpt and then you make a little bit of adjustment or something else or different render and you post it as a different post. This one also is not good. You know, what is this? Dynamic Modeling Masterclass. And just one image here and nothing, no explanation, nothing, just this. And nobody knows what is this. And this is like 4 images of this skull guy, you know. Lich Lord or whatever. We have this rabbit here, we have it here also. So nice things overall, we see not bad things, but some of the things are repeated. Some of the things like, what is this thumbnail? So some of the things have to be removed, like this, this one. And 3 of those 4. This one also is a 3D sketch, just a quick sketch. It should be gone or finished, you know, stuff like this. Nico, check portfolio. I'm checking. Are studios okay with using Blender to sculpt? Of course, if you can make nice characters, they don't care what software you use, because at the end, the low poly will be either OBJ format or whatever. They can put it in whatever program they want, and to rig it in Maya or Max, it doesn't matter. When I was working in Gameloft, for example, at the last year working in Gameloft, I was using only Blender for sculpting, for low poly, for UVs, for everything. I was using Blender. Of course, baking and texturing I was doing in Substance Painter because it's far easier and convenient. But everything else, model-wise, I was doing in Blender. And then I was exporting OBJs, and there was no problem. I mean, the animators got the OBJs and start animating, and everything is fine. So yeah, it shouldn't be a problem if you're good enough. This is looking great. I mean, yeah, it's looking pretty nice. Very, very nice pose. I like it. Very action-based pose. Very dynamic pose, we may say. We have something like a low poly. Cool stuff. We have texture. So a very, very cool character. Let's see this. Ahmed Nasser from Egypt. From Cairo, Egypt. So a very good character. Let's see this one. This one, very cool. Very nice face. Nice hair. A lot of details here. Everything is made up pretty nicely. So Ahmed is doing great. I like it. And it's real time. I mean, yeah, this is not exactly the low poly that you will put in a game. But it can be rigged, for example, if it wasn't sculpted like this. It probably was sculpted in A-pose, but we cannot see. Where is the A-pose? Ah, this is the A-pose, I guess. Yeah, something like this. Or it's not. This is the other. Okay, now very, very nice characters. This one, not so nice, because it's old. It's older. But this one, especially the face and the eyes, especially, why are the eyes like this? I mean, those 2 characters are just very nice. And this one is just has to go. Yeah, I know. A lot of time has been put in this character and everything, but this character cannot measure to this ones. And also those other characters here are, you know, this portfolio, when I look at it, will be much better with just those 2 characters at the end. The other ones just need to disappear. Let's say this one. Yeah, the render here is not that good. I mean, a lot of black things going on, black shadows, not that great. too much contrast. Yeah, there is too much contrast. Other than that, it's not a bad model, except for those very strange, things here on the fist. Other than that, it's looking relatively fine. This thing here in the middle, the rope, needs to be asymmetrical. If it's symmetrical, it looks bleh. Also, those folds here on this skirt in the back needs to be better thought, not just made and forget about it. For example, I'm not super proud of the folds that I did on the skirt of this girl, but let's see if we can see them. No, we cannot see the folds here. Yeah, we can see a little bit. It's not the best, but it's fine. It's fine because I have put time and effort to kind of make them as much as I can. The same cannot be said for this. So, but this guy, Ahmed, I'm super impressed because from this, he came from this, and from this crossed-eyed thing into this thing. I mean, this is, I don't know how he improved that quickly. And this is also very nice. Although it's a little bit too shiny in some areas, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, cool improvement, Ahmed, cool. Do you miss ZBrush after using Blender? No. For posing your characters in Blender, how do you do for low res? How do you go for low res? I really apologize. How can I make zombies anatomy? By knowing human anatomy first. I also started with ZBrush in a 2-week character tutorial in university, finished the model in 4 hours, from where I find I have the talent to sculpt. However, ZBrush is expensive, while Blender is free, of course. This is why it's hard to continue with ZBrush. Yeah, you shouldn't. If you think that you can do everything in Blender, and I think I can do mostly everything I want in Blender, so I do it. Hey, for texturing, which one do you think is better, Substance Painter or Quixel Mixer? Oh, Substance Painter is the best for texturing right now. There is nothing close, even close to Substance Painter. This is my personal opinion, and probably it's not only because I use Substance Painter for my professional work for years now, but it's just I tried Quixel Mixer back in the days. It was fine, but Substance Painter is far better. My opinion, of course. If somebody is using both now, the current versions, maybe they can say. Nico, did you get YouTube silver button? Not yet. I haven't reached 100,000 subscribers yet. For animation, you must know Maya? No. Blender also is used for animation. Some people are if you're a good animator and you start using Blender and maybe find your add-ons here and there if you have to, then you probably can do a lot of things. Of course, Maya is known to be a very good program for animators. Blender is good enough in my opinion. It's the same like ZBrush Blender for sculpting. It's Blender Maya for animating. I think Blender is absolutely good enough, and in some instances even better. So yeah. Hey Nico, do I need to make a portfolio with resume in it as a PDF or Artstation? LinkedIn is just enough to apply for a job. Usually people want also a written thing, like I was here, I was working there, and something like this, or motivational letter sometimes they want. But personally, if a company is very well respected, they probably will just look at your portfolio. The art director, for example, they will look at your portfolio and say, okay, this guy can probably work for us. We have to give him a test. Usually, a serious company will not hire you without giving you a test first. They will give you a test for 1 or 2 weeks, it depends, and you will have to do a character, for example, and if you do it well, then most likely they will just grab you. But if you don't do it well, they most likely will not grab you. For example, I knew a guy, he's one of the best Bulgarian 3D character artists. Better than me, definitely, hands down. He was working for Blizzard, he was doing things for Diablo 2 Resurrected. Most of the characters actually he did for Diablo 2 Resurrected. He did the Necromancer, he did the Barbarian. But this guy, imagine this guy, he is super good. They were hiring him from big studios and everything. He once did, I mean, it was 10 years ago, he did test for Naughty Dog, and they rejected him. So some companies, they just want too much, you know. So if you want to work for Naughty Dog, especially back in the day, I know how it is now, but I guess it's the same. You have to be the best of the best of the best, not just very good. For other companies, it's not like this. Why did you quit Gameloft? There is a... nobody knows if I quit Gameloft or they quitted me, you know. They kicked me out. Both are true, actually. I wanted to quit, but I was hesitating a little bit. I wanted to quit because of a couple of reasons. They didn't get, you know, there was inflation. The salaries was not raised, and I was mad about it because I know we were making money. Our studio was making money, and they didn't give us part of the profit, and that makes me mad. And other factors, and suddenly they called me, and I did some stupid things because I was mad, and they called me and said the things are not going well. And I say, okay, what will we do? You have to go, you will get 4 salaries, and you go. And I was like, okay, let's do this. So this was like, you know, I was about to quit. Like, if they didn't kick me out, I was quitting in about like 2 or 3 months. But they gave me some salaries to quit, so it was just amazing stuff. So, good experience I have with Gameloft, very good. Check, Nico, portfolio, faster, portfolio, Nico. I will check it, relax, we have time. Some company gave 2 days for test to sculpt, retopo, texture, rig, and animate. That's stupid. I mean, this is stupid. Even with AI, probably it's not possible. Which is the best course for Substance Painter? I will show you immediately. The best course for Substance Painter, of course, is Absolute Beginner Substance Painter course. Hands down. There is no better course than this. You know, you will know how to bake in Substance Painter from high poly to low poly. I'm giving you the low poly and high poly for this character. You will bake. You will learn how to make metal material. You will learn how to make bone material. You will learn how to do masks and everything. So yeah, this is a good question. Thank you very much for this question. It gave me the opportunity to advertise myself. Do you know a guy at Gameloft called Toman? Of course I know him. He told me he worked with you. We ended up working in a Swedish studio together. Yes, I know him. Do you plan make stream with amateurs sending you files with sculpts? I would take some advice. Yeah, probably. Why not? Why not? But we can do this in my server, in my Discord server. So, if somebody want me to give them some feedback on some sculpt, but usually it has to be like a face or a body without too much clothes on anything because it will get too complicated. But anyway, just write me a message in the Discord and we'll see what we can do. Maybe we can do a stream about it. We'll see. Nico, how to deal with zippers and how to retopo them? Usually you have to retopo them very much like everything together with big polygons. If you retopo every piece of the zipper by itself, you will go nowhere. I completed that Substance Painter course. Good. And did you like it? I did it, but it was very bad. I mean, I couldn't show my level. I don't think HR knew anything about art. Yeah, but yeah, those tests. You have to be careful when company wants you to do a character for 2 days with you know, high poly, low poly, and it's absurd. So they don't know what they're talking about. They're not worth it even your time. But of course, everything is worth your time, actually, especially if you're a beginner. Every test, every job, even if it's not paid, it's worth your time because it's giving you an opportunity to practice, and it's very important. This gun I like. It's very nice. It's sharp. You can cut yourself in some corner, but it's nice. So this girl is, again, just speed sculpt. This is usually a professional can do this for hour and a half. So it's not a good idea to post this kind of stuff because it's useless. I mean, what use this can have for some employer? You know, they will come to this portfolio and say, okay, ooh, I need, you know, this. No, probably they won't. So be careful. Be careful what you wish for. Nicolas Ramirez from Valencia, Espanol. Wow. Papa Smurf is, wow. I don't like the pinky finger here. So you have to be careful what's happening in this area. It's not what's happening actually. But other than that, it's looking great. Here we need a little bit more abdominal muscles. You know, there are some people, especially the bodybuilders, the big bodybuilders. They have bellies, big bellies, but they have muscles on top, which is what we need here. So it will give a little bit more detail. He's so ripped in the back, but he doesn't have muscles in the belly. And as I said, the bodybuilders, they have big bellies, but with muscles, which is great. Would you retopo hair on Spartan helmet together with the helmet? Yes, it depends. It depends on the helmet. The Spartan helmet with this thing, with the mohawk. Yeah, most likely, yeah. I was just desperate at the time. I will never do that again. That depends. Have you ever seen Love, Death and Robots on Netflix? Really cool. Yeah, I've seen it. It's very nice. In percentage terms, how much did the courses earn you compared to your income as a freelancer? 100%. I haven't done freelance in a long time, actually. Everything is from the courses these days. But I like Papa Smurf. It's interesting. This one. Detailed, highly detailed model. We have a lot of things here happening. But of course, those models, I like it how it's over the ZBrush, kind of coming out of the ZBrush. It's original. It's interesting. This removed, this removed, this removed. This one is not bad. No, it's bad. This one are what? Practice sketches. Okay, this one is not bad. But practice sketches, I don't know about that. At some point they have to be removed also. This sword is not bad, but just the sword like this. But I don't see anything like finished here. So we need something finished. Not just sketches. Most of those things look like sketches a little bit. Only the monster that's coming out of ZBrush is more like finished stuff. But yeah. The Wolverine girl actually has to be removed. It's a little bit of abomination. The anatomy and everything. Raul Garcia from Barcelona, Spain. A lot of Spanish guys. They probably posted together, you know, because they're one after another. It's nice. I like the flies and their path, how it's going. But here, what is missing is shadow on the floor. Dun, 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 dun. Shadow on the floor. You don't want your character to float, you know. You better have a shadow on the floor. On every render, it's missing. He's like flying on the air, but it's not a flying character. This one also, this one also, this one also. Everything. Let's see, even if one character... this one has shadow. Nice, nice. But here, no shadow. You have to learn how to do turntables with shadow. Usually, how I do it is I render the turntable once, and with the same camera, I render it again only for the shadow. Because when I render it once, there are a lot of lights, and the shadow is very chaotic for the main render. And then I render only with one light for the shadow. And then I combine them in After Effects. Here, no shadow. Here we have shadow. Good. Good. Shadow, no shadow, shadow, no shadow. Here, a little bit of folds would be nice. Yeah, it's stylized, but always here and there, just few folds are always cool to have. Otherwise, fine. Oh, yeah, let's see this guy. Ooh. Not bad. Not bad. The render itself is like a little bit, you know, one rim light in this area would be nice to just, you know, because otherwise it blends with the background, and we don't like to blend with the background, you know. Why your head is so shiny? Because I don't have too much hair, probably. Have sculpted articulated action figures. My goal is to sculpt and 3D print custom figures. Articulated figures, you say? Not too articulated, actually. So all of my figurines are mostly static, not super static, but relatively static. Not super articulated, so yeah. Not like this Prey Studios guy. He's doing them pretty articulated and he's pretty good also. The Prey Studios or Prey something like this it was. Nico before, Nico after, yeah. You could just turn off shadows from lights and put gradient sphere on the ground to fake shadows. Yeah, that's a possibility, but usually it's visible that it's a gradient sphere. Okay. So Aboha Molla from India is relatively young artist. He has done some courses. One of them is this one. It's the Cyberpunk Girl. Thank you, Sir Nikolai and Adam, for making this Cyberpunk Girl character modeling course. I learned a lot. This is my final result. Okay. Good. Why it's blinking like this? Interesting. But it's a good result, I would say, from the course. These black backgrounds are a little bit, you know, pushing me off. I don't like black backgrounds usually, you know. So be careful with the black backgrounds. Igor, it's your time, Igor. Igor, are you here? Tell me. Okay. We have a cow. This one is a minotaur holding a horse. Interesting. And the anatomy is not bad, but it's kind of black and white. It's not bad. I mean, even the lighting is fine. So it's a cool one. Let's see this one. Ooh, we have animations in here. Not bad. Let's see from other perspectives. Good, he's turning here. Nice. This one looks professional. And it's a very low poly, so it's very cool. Not bad. Anatomy and the action pose and even the face. The only thing is that the skin is a little bit too muddy and a little bit overlit, we may say. Here in the turntable, looking cool. Very cool. Very good. Igor is good. Wow, this is pretty professional sculpt, I would say, on a first glance. Very clean job on everything. Nothing is left behind. Everything is cleaned and nicely made. Pretty nice. Ah, this is another Igor, but this Igor is good. This Igor is good. This Igor is a real 3D artist. Probably he's working in the industry, I'm guessing. Otherwise, he's a very good beginner or not professional, for example, we may say. Alright, this one is from the anatomy course. But the heads are a little bit too big, I think. Sometimes I do it. And the hands are a little bit too big, but it doesn't matter. There are not too many characters, actually. So only this, and the other ones are just hard surface models. This is Christian Sikczynski. Christian Sikczynski is making a rapier, French rapier. This is not good. This is done, I think, in Substance Painter. It's not in the high poly even, and it's chaotic. This detail on here, it's bad, and it can work if you shot it like this, but if you screenshot it like so close, it's not good. And it's the first image of this rapier, so it's we don't approve this particular thing. So yeah, you can make this. You can fake this. You just have to not put an image with close-up and everything like this. Nico, how much longer you be alive? I'm hoping that I will live for at least 40, 45 more years. It's my hope, but nobody knows. Nobody knows. We'll see. Brother, I'm a game modder and I want to improve my sculpting. Game have limitation in vertices, so I can't go to high poly. Can you give me advice? Thank you. My advice is go for low poly. Hey Nico, missed this question. Are there any considerations when 3D printing your models? For example, making sure there are no holes in it? Yeah, I answered this question. I always talk about this in my courses. Hello, I'm new here. What courses are you referring to? Do you have classes that you teach, Nico? Definitely I have. Link in the description, and also I can show you directly here. The first link in the description of this video will lead you to this page. By the way, they are now on sale in Artstation. All my courses, I have anatomy courses, I have beginner Blender courses, beginner ZBrush courses, one, and anatomy courses, and specific parts of the anatomy courses also, if you want to concentrate on something and you're missing something. For example, you're not good in leg anatomy, I have you covered, you know, leg anatomy course. Legs. Going from this to this. Amazing stuff. Yeah, also all of my courses, they have promo videos, so you can check out what exactly is in the course and just see if it fits you. For example, let's see the Dragon Girl, one of my latest courses, and we cannot actually full screen it, but it doesn't matter, you can always watch it. And I try to make them fun, those promo videos. I sometimes make fool of myself, which is normal, so they can be fun. I present myself, I present everything, and then I say, what exactly are we doing in the courses? Yeah, we start from this, and we continue. Everything is, you know, speed up here, so you can see. I'm drawing, for the female anatomy especially, I'm drawing a lot over the model. How to do a sword, how to do a dragon. Scales. How to put them in the dragon, very interesting. Armors, ropes, all that stuff. And at the end, even a relatively nice render is appropriate. So yeah, I have courses. Igor. Can't find job. Really? Ah, you're Igor. Igor will be able to find job at some point, probably, but as it is for now, it's difficult for everybody in the industry. I'm seeing more and more people looking for jobs in LinkedIn. They're like, some of them are professionals with experience and everything, so it's not good right now. And with those tariffs of our dear friend Donald that he put yesterday, all those tariffs can even make it worse, because when we go to depression, then even more jobs will be closed and even more people will be on the street, and then it will be even harder. But usually those depressions or whatever, they don't last more than 2, 3, 5 years at most. 5 years is a lot, I know. Hopefully it will not get to that point, but nobody knows. So the things are not very well right now. I love the weird questions your community asks. Yeah, they're amazing. Hey Nico, is the ZBrush course for iPad also? Yes, it is for iPad also. No, I don't know. When I was doing the ZBrush courses, there were no ZBrush for iPad, so I don't know if it works for iPad. Dude looks like you. Who? The electric guy is looking like me a little bit. Not Twitch stream today. Yeah, I forgot to press the Twitch button. That was one course you explain that you haven't eat shit and stuff like that. I wake you, my woman, from laughing. Yeah, I sometimes explain that why I don't eat shit, because Some people are wondering why Nico is not eating shit. And I have to explain to them, you know, because in some cultures, people eat shit a lot. Shit. I don't. That much. Do you have any videos where you talk about pricing your work, especially when you do freelance? Pricing your work is very, very easy. You just give it the price. No. You know, I usually ask for a concept. When they give me a concept, I say, okay, this I can do for 20 hours. This model, I can do it for 20 hours. High poly, low poly, everything. I can do for 20 hours because it's a simple model, for example. And I say, okay, 20 hours. I want $40 an hour. For 20 hours, I would like $800 for this model. And when I tell them the price, they go away. So be careful what price you put. Be very careful. Be afraid also. I think he meant when you showed the tutorial video of yourself talking, he was saying, dude looks like you. Ah, okay, yeah. He looks a little bit like me, but he's nothing like me. You know, he's younger, not so experienced, not so wise. So yeah, here what we are having here is a little bit of a problem of the face anatomy. Otherwise, I like the colorful lights of the render. It's interesting. And we have a body. The pose is a little bit boring actually. So you have to be careful with the poses. Not make them too boring. They have to be dynamic. Maybe not too dynamic, but not too boring also. But other than that, it's looking not bad. Yeah, overall we have problems, and I see it only from the thumbnails, with the face anatomy. Face anatomy is difficult, especially female face anatomy, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 females here. This one is looking the best because it is not actually really human anatomy. So it's, yeah. But this guy, Ruslan from Russia, is doing pretty well in hard surface. Let's see. Yeah, not bad. Although I don't know about it, but it's fine. It's cool. It's not the best I've seen, but it's fine. But you know, for soft surface, for anatomy and stuff like this, you need to have to experience more. Of course, those things are what? They are experience, they are practice, which is great. Continue doing them and continue posting them. At some point, when you improve yourself and when you go from uncanny valley to something that's nice. For example, this is looking great. The thumbnail is great, and overall, it's the best thumbnail and the best work probably of all. This from Avatar here, Neytiri. The other ones, you know, this one, uncanny valley a little bit here, the face. It's yeah, so careful. Maybe more practice on the face anatomy. When I feel that I'm not good in face anatomy, I start doing a lot of faces, and I improve. With each face, I improve a little bit. Then I go down with my skill, and the next face is like, what's happening here? But after a couple of more faces, because I don't quit, I again came on top. You know, it's not a linear motion. It's like going up with the skill, continue to practice, then go down. And you're like, what's happening? But you know that this is happening. Then you go up with the skill again, and it's fine. Okay, let's check this out from Filmer. Okay, nice models. I see the thumbnails. They're looking great. Most of them are sharp and clean. Good separation from the background. We have mostly stylized stuff here, which is fine. Gods Will Fall. We have some from one game, or maybe, yeah. So we have things made for game. The only thing that's missing here is wireframes. Wireframes for game models is a must. People want to see how you're making your low polys. So do some wireframes. Here also wireframe will be nice if it has a low poly. I don't think this has a low poly actually, so it's maybe only a high poly. So wireframe will be difficult, but yeah. This is a low poly, I think. Yeah. Not bad. Not bad at all. Pretty good actually. Pretty good. I like the skull, how the teeth, they have places, and it's like everything is cool, nicely made. Good job, Phil. Wake up. That was one course you explained that you haven't teached it. Okay. Okay. Use an app called Forger on my iPad. I use an app called Forger. Good for you. I don't have any Apple product. The only Apple product that sometimes is here in this apartment is my son's iPhone. He has an iPhone and that's it. No Apple. Only Android. So I use Nomad Sculpt when I have to sculpt on the go. This we've seen. I think we already seen it. The pose is a little bit strange. I don't like bent knees. So lightly bent knees I don't like. Yeah, it's realistic, kind of. But it doesn't mean that we have to like it, you know. So, especially me. But yeah, we have seen this portfolio a couple of times already. Alexander likes to just put his portfolio, then put it again, then put it again, then put it again, and put it again, then put it again, and put it one more time. This looks interesting, but it's looking like it's unfinished. I mean, you know, yeah, make an orc face, it's fine, but make probably a body too with the face. This face is relatively fine. With a body, proper body, it will be even better, you know. Make it at least that. Because only heads, it's, I don't know, it looks like a speed sculpt or something. But other than that, we have interesting things. Is this a 3D here? No, it's a 2D. Okay, so we have 2D stuff also. This is... I mean, the face is kind of fine, although the lips are a little kind of... they're big lips, but they're... just pull them forward a little bit. I think it could be better. There are some issues with the face anatomy, actually. Here also. But, of course, when you're a beginner, and this guy is kind of beginner, there always will be issues. At least he's trying. What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you trying? Are you doing stuff? Are you doing models? When is this from? This is 5 months ago, so very nice. By the way, this is actually nice. This is pretty cool. And anatomy here is nice. This is nice. This is 5 months ago again, so it was like in this time a lot of work. This is 4 months ago, 2 months ago, last month, getting there. Improving, it's kind of improvement in the rendering, in everything. It's a little bit by a little improvement, month by month. So yeah, it will get there. We will get there. Ooh, 2 hours now. So guys, we probably will finish with this one. It looks interesting. Very nice gun. Very nice hand-painted textures. I mean, it's just superb. Very cool. Let's see others. Yeah, we have this one. Cool. Not on the level of the gun, but it's nice. This one, okay. Let's see this. Gladiator from last year. Okay, this Gladiator is not very well rendered, but this gun, it's pretty cool. Fan art. Weapon. Stylized sculpting. Not bad. I would say not bad at all. Okay. We want to see more of this type of stuff. Stylized with hand-painted textures. And good job. Windows 11 is worse than Windows 10, but can be helped. It can be. I am still with Windows 10, and I will still be with Windows 10 probably next year. I don't plan to change it. Okay guys, see you next time, and probably it will be Monday, and probably we will do either the Invincible or the Hulk or the solo leveling guy. We'll see. Solo leveling guy will be difficult because he's always with different outfits. So maybe we can do just the face, a little bit of a bust of him. I don't know. But for the Invincible, we have to do the whole body. That's inevitable. We'll see. You're just like my father on a skilled world. Thank you. That's a nice word. Yeah, thank you. Bye.